Hi, this is Mark from Altcoin Buzz, and today we're going to go into an in-depth look into Bitcoin since we've had some nice action happen and some critical points hit. So what we're going to be taking a look at, good TA is going to look at both what can happen if a price reacts positively on the up move, and also what could happen if a coin acts negatively from a price standpoint. So you're constantly evaluating the positive and the negative, what could happen to just minimize your risk. So right now what we have happening is, this is Bitcoin on the USD one-day chart, and you can see that we had that consolidation. We said this looked like a nice little bull flag forming in here, and we did get a reaction from that. So we had a nice candle close yesterday. It was on relatively low volume, and then this bear candle that's forming right now on that support level that we were looking for, though, at about the 71.50 kind of price range. Now that bear candle is forming on extremely low volume. There are not a lot of bears showing up here, so it won't take much for the bulls to defend this support level here at the $7,200. If we look at a couple of the moving averages, this green line, this green moving average is set up on the 100-day moving average. So if we do settle in there and the bulls can defend that support level, we will be trading on the 100-day moving average, which hadn't happened recently. It happened at the end of July, where we came up and we had some really strong price action off of it up into the $8,300, $8,400, $8,500 range. This has been a very controlled price climb, and this is much healthier than what we saw over here, where we had these big candles settled in at support, big candles. Like we talked about before, the faster you go up, typically the faster you'll go down. And this looks a lot more controlled, both on the up and the downside. So it'd be nice to hold support at that 100-day moving average. And if we even back this thing up to the 1 week, let's do that. We have a couple more days until the weekly closes, but if that weekly can close somewhere above this previous red candle, $7,100, $7,200, if we could close there, that might even have us start to peak above this resistance line on our descending triangle. So if we look at our overall volume by price, it looks like it won't take us much to get up to this $7,300 and start testing that as our resistance. $7,300 would be right in line with right here where we have this previous support. The nice thing is that if we do get up into that range, if we can close it at about $7,300 for a little bit, that would actually be above the 100-day moving average. In this case, it was not. So that would be positive. We haven't looked at a Fibonacci in a while, so if we just kind of look at where we're at right now, we're sitting right at that 50%. So shooting for that 7,500 right there in that 618, if we could find support there for a little bit, takes us out of the descending triangle, and then we could start looking for that 786, which sits at about $8,000. On the Ichimoku cloud, we've got the light blue 21-day moving average. That back here, we were just hoping that we would use as support. We've actually broken through that, and we're now testing that resistance level that we had before at that $7,100, $7,200. That comes in on the 50-day moving average. It's also very strong in the cloud. See this flattening out of this red cloud right here? That shows strong resistance in that area, as well as strong resistance in the cloud up in this area where it's very flat at the top right there, $7,800. If we overlay the VPVR, the volume by price range, you can see that in this area, it'll be a fight in here. We have a lot of volume back here. It's going to be a fight in this $7,300, $7,400 resistance area. But once we get through that, it shouldn't be a very hard fight to get up into the $7,800. We don't have as much competition in that price range. So now what's the downside here? What are we looking for? If my first inclination is that Bitcoin is going to remain in good support here and start testing these next levels, what would prove me wrong? That has not changed for me. That's this critical hold point right here, this red line right in here, set at about 67.50. So call it 67 to 66. If that were to happen and we were not to be able to use 67.50, that area as support, we broke through that, then I'm going short. That's when to me this is all done, this run's done, and I'm out. My bias is a little bit more bullish right now, but I'm not naive. I'll be watching to see if something happens, if we get a reversal on this resistance coming up at around $7,300. Okay, so that's going to wrap it up for us today. I'll try and get to some more of your altcoins tomorrow. Hey, don't forget, we still have that contest going on with Coingecko.com. So go to altcoinbuzz.io, click on the Twitter feed, and then scroll down to find where that contest is. And you can just click on it and hyperlink right there to try and win yourself a Ledger Nano S, an Ethereum, or 200 Ripple. Do that. Also, if you wouldn't mind, hit that like button. Also hit the subscribe button if you haven't done that yet, and hit that little bell so you're alerted whenever these videos come up. And until next time, may all your trades be good ones.